incredible crowd. Okay, so before I even get on to the topic of November 8th, I have to give a shout out to the Cleveland Indians. What do you guys think? Party at Napoli's tomorrow night? Okay, so we're one day away from the Cleveland Indians going to the third game of the World Series, and we're less than 2 weeks away from Donald J. Trump winning the state of Ohio and becoming the next president of the United States of America. I don't know about all of you, but I'm sick of the same old in Washington. All talk, no action, and you know who that hurts? Us, the American people. As a former Miss Ohio USA, a law student, a small business owner, and a Washington Times columnist, my heart breaks, not only for our state, but for our nation. Slow economic growth, tax hikes, rising violent crime rates, skyrocketing insurance premiums, and so many other disasters have left too many Americans without jobs, without savings, and with little hope. But it doesn't have to be this way. We have the power to make a change, and we can elect a president who will make our country great again. You know, the reality is we simply can't afford 4 or 8 more years of the same failed policies that have hurt us, our families, our neighbors, and our communities for the past 8 years. You know, do you remember when President Obama told us if we liked our health insurance plans, we could keep them? If we liked our doctors, we could keep them. Do you remember when President Obama said our country would take action if Syria crossed the red line, correct? Most importantly, does anybody in here remember President Obama keeping any of these promises he made to us? You know, our country is now faced with over $19.7 trillion national debt. And I want to put this in perspective for you tonight. So let's say there's a baby born right now. For him to be able to pay off our national debt without a dollar being added, which, by the way, much more has been added since I started this sentence, he would have to save over $612 million every day, starting today, for the rest of his life until he turns 80 years old. This is insane. And no doubt in my mind that Hillary Clinton would provide us with more of the same. She would continue and expand upon these failed policies that have made this economic disaster possible and that have burdened hardworking Americans like you and I. We need someone who's going to make America great. And Donald Trump's economic policies will decrease regulations, and they will replace job-killing bureaucrats with experts who know how to get the job done and create the jobs that we need in America, and especially right here in Ohio. With Donald Trump in the White House, we're going to see more money come into our pockets every single month so that we can spend more money in our families and our communities and stimulating our economy. You know, on top of the failed economy, we have President Obama, Hillary Clinton, and other politicians who use race-baiting tactics. And this hasn't helped to lower crime rates in our communities either. Just last year, homicides increased by 17% in the 50 largest cities across our country. That accounts for the largest increase in over a quarter of a century. In Chicago alone, just this year, 3,000 Americans have been shot. And in the state of Ohio, our home state, violent crimes increased by almost 4% last year. As the law and order candidate in this presidential race, Donald Trump will exhibit strength in the Oval Office, and he'll work to restore the safety for American families, not just here, but also abroad for our military. It's time that we have a president who supports our troops. And you know, on that point, Hillary Clinton, she refuses to face the truth, and she won't speak the truth. She won't call our enemy by name. But Donald Trump is not afraid. Radical Islamic terrorism has taken the lives of way too many Americans. And don't even get me started on our 4 brave men in Benghazi who lost their lives after repeatedly requesting increases in security that were denied by Hillary Clinton's State Department. This is simply unacceptable. Hillary Clinton has failed the American people, and she will continue to fail the American people if she were to be elected. We can't let this happen. A slow growth, low jobs, high crime, weak future is not something we're first to live with. And you know what? We're not going to live with it, because we have the opportunity to bring jobs back to America, to make our communities safe again, and to protect this great nation by electing Donald J. Trump as the next President of the United States. On November 8th, we are going to make history. And I know that each and every one of you in here are going to vote for Donald Trump, but what I want to see you do is each person in here to get 5, 10 more people to vote for Donald Trump, whether this is family members, friends, neighbors, classmates, anybody, a colleague at work. We need to get more people out to vote. Let's vote early. Let's get people out there on November 8th, and let's make a difference. I'm going to bring out to you one more speaker before Mr. Trump comes out, and I'm honored to introduce to you Haraz Gambari. He's a veteran of Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan and Operation Joint Forge in Bosnia. It's my honor to present him to you. God bless each and every one of you. God bless Mr. Trump, and God bless the United States of America.